Oh hey, if you don't want your decor to be dictated by geography, the seasons, or reality, you're gonna love today's episode. Welcome back to Laugh Cry DIY, the show where we do DIY decor for cheap whores. I am continuing my living room makeover where I am episode by episode making over things that drive me crazy about my living room. And today we are going to try to tackle the most challenging, the most insane, the most delusional DIY that this cheap whore has ever tried to tackle. One of the best parts of tackling renter-friendly decor is that every single apartment, no matter who you are, no matter where you live, every single apartment has something weird in it. So we are here in my living room and this is my weird thing. This is a closet that was built into the middle of the living room. Why? Now, I call this the movie theater because it does create a cute little alcove, but it's also weird. And we have this weird dead space here. Now, I put in this TV console, which was from my old place, and it fit in there luckily. But to be honest, it actually doesn't provide much storage that we need, and it kind of clutters up the space when you look into it. But the more I started to look at this weird space, I realized that this would be a really cool place to put a faux fireplace. Now, it is the height of summer in Los Angeles. It is 100 degrees. I don't have AC in my house, but what I do have is mental illness and the absolute delusional confidence to turn this into a fireplace in the middle of summer in LA. In fact, you could say I have the burning desire. No, stay. But I am also feeling very lazy and very cheap. So today, we are going to see if I can turn this space into a faux fireplace for under $100 and with as little effort as possible. Can we do it? No confidence. Step one, we're gonna list this bad boy on Facebook Marketplace and see if we can get enough money to cover the project. Oh hey, look at this. We sold the unit and my idea is to build a 3D fireplace, by which I mean a lot of times people will just build the facade and they'll just cut out a hole and you'll just have this big empty gap around it. But that makes it look very high school play set. I actually want to build in the center portion of the fireplace and we're going to do all of this out of foam. Hi, welcome to Fire Safety with me, Katie. This is a fake fireplace. We're going to be using a lot of flammable materials, so I'm going to be using battery operated candles for it at all times. Don't worry, we're not gonna burn the house down. So first things first, we're gonna get a big piece of foam and we're gonna cut out the fireplace shape. I'm also gonna cut 2 other pieces of foam and a 3rd piece of foam, and that's gonna create our back. And that way it will be like a full interior fireplace. It is like 90 degrees and I'm absolutely insane for doing this right now. What's up, you guys? We are here. Channel best friend Rachel is here to help me run this errand. We have to go get an 8x4 piece of foam from the hardware store, and it will not fit in my car. So we have to cut it down in the parking lot. And when 2 girls are trying to do something in the parking lot of a hardware store, they're probably gonna get some male interference.
Send her from men.
Look at those guns. Turn, work.
Giving DIY henty.
Okay, you guys, this is an 8x4, 2-inch thick foam insulation board. Only $26, what a steal. And now I'm gonna measure out some pieces and cut it down so that we can get it in the truck.
That's insulation.
I know.
You don't know?
No, she
But
knows.
we're using it for something else.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
We did it.
And we attracted a crowd.
Like and subscribe. And now I'm gonna work firstly on getting this panel perfectly sized for this cubby hole. Now, I did purposely get this 2-inch foam because we have a 2-inch gap right here, basically, where I'm gonna set it in, and that way it's gonna be totally flush with the front of this. Guys, if you're scared about this project, Me too. And most importantly, I'm putting on a mask because this is what we call toxic. Ooh, I think we have a flush front. But now that we have it like this, we need to get the top flush. It does dip the slightest bit. So here's my sneaky way to do that. I'm just gonna trace the entire line down, and that should give us an accurate reading of where those dips are. All right, now that we're up, I need to decide what shape I want to cut out to make the actual fireplace. I want it to be a pretty big space, but I wanna make sure that this is sturdy enough to stand up without losing a lot of support. Guys, we're freestyling this. I don't know how, but already measurements are off. One side is longer than the other. You better believe I'm an inch off. Cool. Oh yeah! I didn't doubt myself, but I didn't believe in myself. This is so cool. This is going to be the faux back panel, and then we're gonna cut 2 side pieces of foam to connect to that. So now we're gonna put this together with hot glue and E6000. But before I start, if you're wondering where the cat is, she's sleeping up on her shelf. She has cat shelves. We are gonna Hannah Montana it. E6000 is a long-setting glue. Hot glue dries immediately. That way you have the best of both worlds. So I was trying to think of ways to make this look more realistic. So I thought, let's experiment with faux brick. I got these peel and stick tiles on Amazon. Now here's something to know about working with faux brick. Hi, welcome to Brick Talk. One of the telltale signs of faux brick is that the seams do not match up naturally. So these panels came and they come side by side, but you'll see that is not a natural seam. So what you have to do is you actually have to cut out panels so that you actually can stagger them side by side, hide the seam, and then that looks much more natural. I did cut this shape into it, and I did realize that there's something that real fireplaces have a lot of times if they're brick, and that is an actual border around the fireplace. So because I already had to cut out these pieces on the panels to make them stagger and fit correctly, I realized that we could mimic the design of a lot of fireplaces by doing a small trim all the way around. We have 5,000 tiles. Cool. Now I want to save myself some tears today. So I'm actually just going to use painter's tape just to stick these around and make sure that the placement looks correctly before we actually peel and stick. Okay, I've rearranged a few times, but I think that this is the loose pattern. Okay, we've done a few remixes of patterns. I switched these top ones to full-size bricks. I finally have a pattern. Ooh, I could not let go of the at least tile above the arch. So now is the scariest part, and that is actually putting it all on. Now, it is nice to work in bake panels with these stickers, but this adhesive, ooh, it's no joke. Don't work in a section that is so large that it's kind of difficult to line everything up because you'll get stuck and you will cry. Now we have these little gaps right here, and I am gonna put in the tiniest little template for that. Here's our template, just laying that in to see if that looks right. Even I'm shocked at how incredible this looks. And you might think we're done, but oh no, we're not. This brick, this faux brick, is like too textured, and it's also like such an obvious print that it's so clear that it's fake. So to fix that, we're gonna do something very sneaky and very witchy. And that is, we're gonna take joint compound, which is what you put over drywall, and we're just gonna add a little bit to certain panels just to smooth them out. I'm just doing a little bit here and there just to mix up that pattern. Look at this brat. You might have noticed that we lost our like point in the middle here. That's true. I just hung the tiles a little bit lower, and I think we're just gonna stick with that. Because to cut them so cleanly to match that point, if I didn't pre-cut them, which I didn't, it's gonna be a nightmare. I'm also hitting the top of the styrofoam just to seal that in and create a nice smooth surface above. New day, we're back. One note, it's been okay so far, but joint compound adds weight to the piece. So there was one place where I saw the adhesive falling off because it was too heavy to keep on. I hot glued an E6000 it back on, but pro tip in case you plan to do this in your exact cutout in your apartment. And now we are doing the very last psycho thing, which is painting this from white to antique white. These tiles are naturally very bright white, almost like a blue white. Even though it doesn't show on camera, it is noticeable. Look what a drastic difference it's making. Wow, amazing. We'll have to see once it dries, but that's pretty funny. All right, you guys, it is dry, it is beautiful, and last thing, we gotta add some fire to this fireplace. So we have a whole bunch of battery-operated, flameless candles, and now, it is officially the moment of truth. Ah! Leave. Are you guys ready for your very big reveal? Well, you guys, that was today's very cozy, very romantic episode. I have to say, this is literally the best DIY I've ever done in my own home. I'm so proud, and the total cost was under $100. So I hope you guys are inspired to absolutely create your own reality. And until next time, I will be here on a fur rug, drinking wine and passing out. Stay cozy, kids.